everybody, this is Laura and Arnie with Crazy Cool Cakes.
We're so glad you're joining us today.
We are super excited about this very first video in our Cake Biz series.
Woohoo!
I can't even begin to tell you guys how wonderful it was to receive so many comments. We are really overwhelmed, first of all, with your kindness, with your sweet, sweet words. We got comments from people all over the world.
I was in tears.
Yeah, but I'm just amazed at where the people are located that are watching us. I had no idea. I mean, we had people in Colombia, Ecuador, Paris, France, Athens, Greece, of course Mexico, you know, all over the United States. I mean, you guys are everywhere. And I really loved reading through all of your comments. As a fellow cake artist, I know exactly what you all are feeling, what you're going through. I've been through everything, just about everything that I read.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you guys are talking about. And you'll see that it's, you know, it's amazing how we are all pretty much dealing with the same thing. So we look forward to answering your questions. We're going to read through some of the comments, and then we're just gonna basically discuss the ways that we think we can help you. So this very first one is from Lorenza Sings, and
what's up?
see if you guys can pick up the
theme, I guess.
The theme, yeah. Let's see if you guys can pick up the theme. So Lorenza says, I'm glad I watched your video. I've already quit my cake business due to clients not willing to pay. I've been lowering and lowering my prices until I practically give them away for free. It seems as though people don't take me serious since I'm only 20. So Lorenza, thank you for your comment. You're very, very young. I'm really glad that you are joining us for these videos right now. I really do feel that it's going to help you avoid a lot of problems. So the very first thing you know, that she mentioned is that clients aren't willing to pay. And so yes, you are going to come across lots and lots of clients that don't want to pay. Now the thing that got me is where she says, I've been lowering and lowering my prices. For the most part, clients don't tell us what we should be charging. We are the ones that are choosing to lower our prices. So like she just said herself, I've been lowering and lowering my prices until I practically give them away for free. This is to help everybody. I know that a lot of the things that we do them thinking that it makes sense. So, and I went through the same thing. Okay, so my common sense, which, you know, common sense is not so common, but I thought it was common sense. I would say to myself, well, in order to get people to order from me, I'm gonna have to charge less.
I'm gonna have to be the cheapest one out there.
I have to lower my prices to get people to order from me. And that, like my father says, is bull feathers. No. So Lorenza, you don't have to lower your prices. Just because you're coming across clients that are not wanting to pay what you are requesting, that does not at all mean that you have to lower your price.
That's right.
Don't ever allow somebody to intimidate you or to make you feel as if you're charging too much or you're too pricey. What does that mean? That's too much. Says who? Okay, so real quick mention. You guys have to remember that when people are calling you to order cakes from you, they're calling you because they don't know how to do it. You do. That's why they're coming to you for your service.
And they don't want a Walmart cake anymore.
They don't want a Walmart cake. They don't want a Costco cake. They don't want a Sam's cake. You know what it takes to create a custom cake. You know what's involved. You know the amount of hours that you spend working on a cake. The client is clueless. They have no idea what's involved and what it takes to create.
You just whip it up and throw it in the oven.
Yeah.
That's all they think.
So to them, it's just a cake. To you, it's not just a cake. This is your artwork. This is your passion. This is, you know, you guys know, you pour your heart and your soul into your cakes. So for someone to just come along and say, that much for a cake? It's just a cake. It's just bread and icing. Why are you charging that much? You know, clients are accustomed to paying, you know, whatever it is they pay for sheet cakes at Walmart or at Costco or Sam's. But you guys have to remember, you're not Walmart. You're not Sam's. You're not a machine. You're not a robot. Okay, you're not just spitting out these cakes. You
have feelings. You're a person.
You're not just spitting out these cakes right and left. Okay, your cakes are made in your home, most of you, with your own two hands. You know, and don't get upset with the client. Most people, they just don't know. They're ignorant. And it's not something, you know, that's bad or it's evil. But just because most people have no idea what is involved does not at all mean, okay, and this is for Lorenza and everybody else, you do not have to lower your prices. Okay, don't give in to people that don't know.
It's kind of like a peer pressure, but no.
Exactly. Let's see, I have a comment here from Jazzy Jazz. So she says in her comment, she says, yes, please help me with prices. Okay.
Okay.
This is something that I come across a lot, okay? She says, because I feel bad charging a lot, but then I see all the work that I put into a cake, and then I feel like I didn't charge enough.
You know, I see a lot of, well, like this, and then just like that up and down.
It's fine to feel those things,
I think everybody's gone through it.
Yeah, but then you have to get a hold of yourself, and you have to say to yourself, okay, where do I want this business to go?
Right.
I mean, if you know that you want this business to go in a certain direction, you gotta
hold your ground.
You gotta hold your ground. You have to buckle down.
Be firm.
Be firm. Take a stand.
Be confident.
Be confident, and you have to decide, okay, this is where I want my business to go. So if I want my business to go in this direction, I can't be
faltering back.
You know, I can't be all over the place. I can't be letting people sway me back and forth. Let's hit this problem right here.
Okay.
She feels bad charging, and I've dealt with a lot of cake artists where they feel bad, they feel guilty.
Why would they feel bad though?
Very good question. Why would you feel bad about charging? If you feel bad charging for your work, then you're basically saying, without saying it, you're basically saying that you don't feel like your work is worth it. That's one of the things, guys, right there, that is going to stop you from having a successful cake business. If you yourself do not believe that your work is worth it, nobody else is going to believe it. If you don't respect your own artwork, if you don't respect your own time, if you don't value your artistic abilities and the talents that God has given you, nobody else is going to. If you don't believe that your work is worth it, clients are never going to pay what you are asking. So if you just constantly remind yourself of all the work you have to do to create a cake, you're not going to feel bad. So if you guys want to really find a great way to get rid of feeling bad, this is what you do. Okay? You get in your car and you actually go to your client's party. Okay? So
you mean crash it?
Yeah, crash the party. And what are you gonna see when you walk in?
Go ahead.
You're gonna see catering, you're gonna see all the food, you're gonna see the DJ,
all the tables and chairs.
All the tables and chairs that they rented.
The jumping balloon.
You're gonna see the brinca, like we call it here in El Paso, the jumping balloon, the DJ, the catering, and then kegs and kegs and kegs of beer at a 2-year-old's birthday party.
But your cake shouldn't be that much.
So if you want to get rid of feeling bad, go, and you're not going to feel bad for them. Actually, you're going to feel quite foolish for having felt bad, okay? So do not ever feel bad for charging for your work, guys. Okay, so hopefully with these videos, guys, will help everybody little by little with how not to feel bad, you know, how to grow your confidence. And again, that reminds me of a post, a Facebook post, one of my crazy cool caking tips. In case you didn't watch the first video, you can find the link to our crazy cool caking tips underneath this video, and that'll take you to the things that I think pertain to what we're talking about, and it will really, really help you boost your confidence. It'll help you see why it is not at all beneficial to you or to your business
or to your health,
you know, to be feeling bad when it comes to charging for your work. Next comment is from Hannah Arenas, 21 years old. And she says, other people have seen my cakes and wish for me to make theirs, but I'm horrified. I worked at Sam's Club doing cakes where people yelled at you constantly, critiqued every little thing, trying to make us and the managers to give them free cakes.
Oh my God.
I know our cakes were always beautiful, but it makes me fearful to deal with people. Okay, so the great thing is you don't work there anymore. Okay, you said it yourself. You used to work there. First thing that I got from reading this comment is forget the past. Just because things have been a certain way in the past does not at all mean that they're going to be that way in the future.
And not everybody's the same. And I heard fear in there.
Yeah, so, and she said it herself. She says, I'm horrified. She's horrified. People want to order cakes from her, but she's too scared to do it. She says that she's fearful to deal with people based on what she experienced in the past. So look, this is a great thing. You now have your own cake business, or you're attempting to have your own cake business. And here is the wonderful, wonderful thing about being a business owner and having your own business.
Say it.
You get to choose your clients. You choose who you want to serve. You have the choice of who you want to deal with. You know, when Arnie and I choose our clients, we want to make sure that we are only dealing with respectful people, courteous people, polite. You know, we don't at all deal with bridezillas. We don't at all deal with people that are demanding and nitpicky and pushy.
Where are you located?
You know, people that want to come and supervise her. I was just wondering if I could drop in and just see how it's going. You know, no.
No, you may not.
No, you may not. And you will not. You know? So, again, guys, you choose your clients. The very first, you know, inkling that you get of a person being the type of client that you do not want, you say, I'll pass. I'll pass. And we pass all the time. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Hannah. This next comment is from Khalida Arndell Gums. She says that 80 to 90% of the time, people think you're expensive, but it's a custom cake. My husband says I'm giving my cakes away.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Huh?
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
So, Khalida, you just said something that is so true. And the sooner that we all accept it, the faster we're gonna have successful businesses. And this is something that I have learned, okay? Watch what she said, guys. She says 80 to 90% of the time people think you're expensive. Yes, you are correct, okay? And that is not a bad thing. People that think you're expensive are not your clients. They are not your clients. People that think that your work is expensive are people that do not value your work. They do not appreciate the work. They're totally incapable of looking at your cake and understanding why you are charging what you are charging. The price that you are charging is not justified to them, okay?
Not just your work, they're not respecting you.
Right, but again, see guys, if they don't respect you or your work, if you think about it really, again, it all goes back to ignorance, okay? It's not their fault.
No.
It's just not in them to appreciate something valuable. You know, like if we go to an art gallery and we see a beautiful painting, you and I can look at the painting and appreciate the work, right? If we see a Picasso or a Van Gogh, we know that
Or a Varela,
my father's painting.
Yes.
Okay, we know that the paintings are worth millions of dollars, and I don't need Picasso or Van Gogh or my father to justify the value of the artwork. I don't need them to explain to me, why are you charging so much if it looks like a 5-year-old did it? I don't understand. So again, guys, you only want people that are going to appreciate the work, that are going to look at your cake and actually see the work that was involved in creating your cake. So what Khalida said, or Khalida, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, 80 to 90% of the time people think you're expensive. What does that mean? That means that only 10 to 20% of people are going to appreciate the work.
And she said, my husband says I'm giving my cakes away.
And if your husband says you're giving your cakes away,
then you are.
You are. You are. Yes, you are.
Just say it with us. You're giving it away.
You're giving it away?
You're giving it away.
Give it away. How does it go?
It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
I think I remember that song.
Sure.
That was a pretty cool song. That's the guy with the long hair that I was out running around without a shirt and all that? Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so only 20 to 10% of people are your clients, okay? And that's all it takes.
10 to 20.
Yeah, 10 to 20%. And that's one thing I've said many, many times. You don't need a lot of clients to have a successful cake business. You just need a few good clients. You don't need clients that are wealthy. Your clients do not have to be rich. The majority of our clients, I would probably say 98% of our clients make less money than we do.
Sure.
Very few of our clients are wealthy. We don't need rich clients.
Okay.
You just need people that know how to plan. They know how to prioritize. They actually know when their kid's birthday is.
Hello.
Okay, they don't remember just 2 days or 1 day before, and they actually appreciate the work. They want a nice custom cake, and they're willing to pay to have a nice cake made for whoever it is that the birthday's for.
That's right.
Or the occasion or whatever. You're right, Kalida, okay? You only need 10 to 20% of clients. I could talk about each one of these comments for hours. Here's another awesome comment, and she brings up a great topic that we have to talk about, okay? This is from Michelle Avery, and she says, how do you find out what the going rate charge in your area for a cake is when fellow bakers or decorators don't or won't let you know what they're charging because they see you as competition? I have no idea where to start because I'm just starting out. She says, how do you find out what the going rate is? How can I find out what the going rate is? Okay, so my question is, what is a going rate?
Going rate? ¿Qué quiere decir going rate?
Qu'est-ce que c'est going rate? Je ne peux pas comprendre going rate.
Going rate.
That's like a million languages all
It's
mixed
like
in right there.
Nanya
Nanya
business.
business. Michelle, so the question is, how do you find out what other people are charging? And she's saying, and especially if they're not willing to share the information. So
Can I answer? Who cares?
Yeah, so what I wrote in the comment was, we have zero interest. I mean, we could care less what other cake artists are charging. What does it matter what another cake artist is charging for their work? They're not me. Those are not my cakes. My work is my work. Your work is your work. Okay, I'm not ever going to charge for my work, for the type of work that I do, based on what another cake artist charges. What another person charges for their work has absolutely nothing to do with our cakes and with the quality of our work and what we do here. Now, she says people don't share information because of fear of competition. We say it all the time. There is no such thing as competition. There is no such thing as competition. The whole competition excuse, if you don't mind me saying, is created in our own minds. If you ask me, that's just another way of us coming up with an excuse or justifying lowering our prices. You know, the competition. What competition? Okay, we live in El Paso, Texas, and there are tons of people in this city that make cakes. I could care less what anyone else here in El Paso charges, and they shouldn't care what we charge. They have their own clients, and we have our own clients, okay? So you don't ever charge for your work based on what other people are charging. If other cake artists see you as competition, all that is telling you guys is that that is a fearful cake artist. They're afraid of the competition. So, Michelle, how do you find out what the going rate is? Don't find out what the going rate is. Don't ask other people what they charge.
Don't waste your time with it.
Don't waste your time, because then that's gonna somehow, you're gonna get it in your mind that, oh, I have to charge this much because that person is charging that much. Okay, not at all. Don't ever feel like you have to lower your prices to beat the price of another cake artist. You don't want to be known as that type of cake artist that is going to be less expensive or cost less than somebody else, okay?
What a dangerous place to be.
That's a very dangerous place to be. You're basically putting yourself in a trap if you do that, okay? Don't be known for the type of cake artist that gives discounts or gives bargains, or, you know, I'll give you this much discount on your next order. No. So Michelle asked, I have no idea where to start. Okay, so the first thing that I would recommend, and that this is for everybody, okay? We're never going to learn how to charge correctly for our work until we first realize what it is we've been charging. You know, you might come up with a certain dollar amount and you think you're charging a certain amount for a cake, but when it's all said and done,
at the end of the day,
and like other people had said, you made nothing. You ended up spending every single cent that you charged. It's almost as if you ended up paying the client for allowing you to make the cake for them.
Yeah.
So I would really like to recommend to you guys that everybody check out my cake artist guide. You'll find the link to it underneath the video, and it'll take you to our shop. And this cake artist guide will actually walk you through all of the things that are involved when we're creating a cake. This cake artist guide is a huge eye-opener. Every single person that takes my webinar, this is actually a prerequisite in order to take the webinar. They need to complete the cake artist guide. This is key to learning how to charge. Again, we're never going to learn how to charge correctly for our work until we first see what it is we've been paying ourselves. So remember, we're the cake artists. We're the ones that set the prices. When you set the price, you are basically deciding, not basically, you are deciding what you want to pay yourself. Remember, the client isn't the one coming up with the price, or they shouldn't be, okay? You're the one coming up with the dollar amount. So when you verbalize a dollar amount to the client, you just chose what you want to pay yourself for that cake. So I want everybody, and I would really recommend that everyone check out the cake artist guide. Go through it. I walk you through it, and it comes with a self-pay discovery form where you actually will fill out a lot of information that I ask you about your cakes, and this will show you everything that you should be paying yourself for. Now, this guide doesn't teach you our cake pricing techniques. Like I said, this is just a prerequisite for everyone that wants to join our webinar. But even if you never take one of our webinars, it's still an excellent idea to go through this guide, and it really is an eye-opener. You will see what all you should have been charging for all along, okay? So again, you can find the link to that underneath the video. This next comment is from Nikki Cormier, and she says, I often feel intimidated about things like pricing and worry I will make a mistake. It keeps me from going for it. So again, fear stopping us in our tracks. She says she feels intimidated, and many of you have mentioned the same thing. You feel intimidated, you're afraid, you feel guilty, you worry, okay? And I feel for you guys, and I've been there. Trust me, it took me a long time to get the confidence that I needed to have a successful cake business. We have to understand once and for all, if we're gonna let these emotions, fear, worry, intimidation, passivity, insecurity, all of these things, if we're gonna let them control us, then you will never have a successful cake business. Here's something that's gonna set a lot of you free, okay? If you're afraid that people are gonna turn you down, if you're afraid that people aren't gonna order, if you're afraid that people are going to think you're too expensive or that you're just overcharging, let me help you get rid of that fear once and for all, because it will happen. People will think you're too expensive. People will turn you down. People won't order because of the price. But here's the great thing, guys, that's okay. Those are not your clients. The people that are gonna think you're too expensive, that you're too pricey, or they don't get why you're charging that much for a cake, when they say those things, they're just basically telling you, I'm not your client. I'm not your client. And those are not your clients. So don't be afraid of those things, because they will happen. Okay? There's no sense in being afraid of things that are a fact. So whenever the phone rings and right away you hear, well, that's too expensive, that's too pricey, okay, great. You're not my client. Get off the phone. Don't feel intimidated, Nikki, okay? Don't feel intimidated about pricing. Don't be afraid. You stick to your guns, you stick to your prices, and the right clients will come.
That's right.
Again, we want to encourage you to go ahead and visit the links underneath this video. A lot of great information. If you need encouragement, if you need tips, if you need advice, good sound advice for your cake business. Again, we want to encourage everybody to sign up for next month's webinar. It's going to be going on April 30th. There's only 9 slots, so you want to get your spot right away. And these are for people that want one-on-one help with knowing how to charge correctly for their work, how to run their business successfully. And again, we're going to cover a lot of these things in future videos. We just barely touched the first molecule
Barely.
on the tip of the iceberg, okay? Still lots of other things that we need to talk about. Go ahead and post all of your questions, any comments you have in this video, and then we'll see what kind of common things we have in those comments. And then also, of course, we're gonna be pulling comments and questions from all the videos. So if you posted comments in the first video, and
believe me, she's gonna read
them.
them.
And we didn't address them today, I promise you we will get to them eventually. So we just really want to encourage everybody, if you've been struggling with fear, intimidation, and worry in your cake business, we really need to nip those in the bud. Those are actually progress blockers, is what I like to call them. In order to learn how to charge correctly for our work, in order to learn how to run successful cake businesses, we have to first get rid of the fear, the worry, the intimidation. We truly and honestly believe that the talent that you have is a gift from God.
Yes,
and He wouldn't give it to you just for it to be wasted. You have it for a reason.
Or to be taken advantage of.
To be taken advantage of, or to be giving your work away. The talent that you've been given, the artistic abilities that you've been given, and just the fact that you have it in your heart to have a cake business, that wasn't an accident, okay? That was put there, and it's put there for a purpose. And if you have it in you, and if it's been put in you, God's gonna make a way for that to happen. He's gonna cause your business to succeed. But again, that's never gonna happen if we're being controlled by fear and intimidation. All right, guys, so we just wanna encourage everybody to have faith, be strong, be confident, don't be afraid, okay?
Be encouraged.
Yeah, be encouraged. And just know that you can succeed. You can have a successful cake business. And throughout these videos, we're gonna be helping everybody with, how to grow your confidence, how to know how to speak to clients in a professional, respectful but stern way, so that they know that you know what you're talking about. They're gonna hear you speak a certain way about your own business, speak a certain way about your work. And that's gonna cause respect, and that's gonna cause more and more types of the right clients to come your way. Does that make sense?
That's
more
right,
types? Yeah. So we want right clients, but in order to get the right clients, we first
need to get right.
Yeah, we have to get right,
Yeah.
right? If you want the right clients, you have to get right. All right, guys, so join us next Monday. Go ahead and post your questions and comments for next week's video. Any questions that you have, anything at all to do with the business of cakes, you know that we're here for you. Please join us on Facebook and Instagram. You can find all of the links to our social media underneath this video. God bless you, everybody. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.